he keeps doing this shit when he goes to the crowd, telling them how much he loves them and he's staying and shit like that. And he just reminds me so much of myself, maybe I want to say 10-ish years ago, when, you tell a certain person or people certain things, and you have no intention of ever fulfilling those things, but you're doing it just because it's fun to do.
Can I tell you something? In my language, you know what we call that? Ashoshi.
Well, 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 well. If those who know, basically. But
That feels like very rough language. But I will say you're not wrong, and I will say I can bet any money that Mateus Cunha cheats on his woman too.
oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. I'm your host, Tosin, alongside Coach and Dean. Fellas, how we doing today?
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Okay. I guess that's how we're gonna start today.
Those of you that are Dave Chappelle enthusiasts will get that straight away. So
Okay. Okay. Okay, coach. All right. I guess that's what we're doing today. Fine then. All right. So I just want to make the point that back when the shit was popping in the streets, I did donate to Stop Asian Hate, but Godzilla is also my favorite monster movie. So when this podcast goes sideways later in a couple minutes, just know that it came from a good place. All
yeah,
right. Yeah.
Wale.
There will be no terrorists on East Asia on this podcast.
No, sir.
Let's start off in Germany. Bayern Munich and Dortmund 2-2. When I was watching this game, I saw like at the halftime was 0-0. And I messaged the fellas and I told them company's in trouble. That's the only thing I could say, that he's in trouble. And the game ended up 2-2. Bayern were dominant in the first half. They didn't really score. Max Bayer got a goal immediately. Then Bayern scored twice. Nabry came on and changed the game. And then Garassi's goal. Well, Garassi didn't score the goal. The second goal, it was all Garassi. I wish he scored that. Did you guys see what Garassi did?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
I did, but I feel like we glossed over what Gnabry did, to be honest, because what he did for his goal,
He changed the game.
like ridiculous. That is Gnabry of 4 or 5 years ago. What he done there, like
Like,
absolutely unreal, man.
yeah, I saw him. I had it on my laptop while I was watching the Arsenal game, so I wasn't fully locked into this game. But because of it's the Klassiker, I had to pay attention.
Yeah.
And when he came on and I saw that afro just like bouncing, I was like, he doing something today. He doing something today. Like he has embraced too much of his blackness to not succeed in this moment. And that goal was a nice throwback for sure, because I haven't seen that in a minute.
Yeah,
He still
probably,
he
probably since
still
Tottenham.
looks like he can do that stuff. He just doesn't do it that often.
Yeah.
Maybe it's his.
Well,
I think maybe it's just his body. Just play. Sometimes players have very very short peaks. And he might just be one of them, despite his insane quality. So
bro,
yeah,
football's hard, man.
yeah,
Yeah, and I was gonna say, how short has the peak been? I feel like he's been around forever.
yeah. But I mean, in terms of like I think the 2 seasons leading up to the Champions League win, and I think the season after, I think that's when Gnabry was Gnabry for sure. Like, yeah,
Fair, fair.
Yeah.
But but yeah, that play from Guirassy was it.
unreal.
It kind of gave me the hot take in my mind that he's maybe the best pure box striker in the world right now. Because when I watch him, I don't see a lot of cool stuff happen outside the box, but in the box, that's where he does all the scoring, all the missing, all the cool shit he does. It all happens in the box, and the closer to the goalkeeper, the better. Like he just has that. He has that instinct for it. Doesn't mean he's the best. He's just the purest of all. It's him or Otegi, one of them two. They don't.
Yeah, I
They
was
don't
gonna
do shit
compare.
outside the box.
Yeah, I was gonna compare him to Retegui, but there was a game where he scored 4 goals.
That's a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago, and all of them, no, they were no longer than like 8 yards out from goal. But it's so impressive to be able to be that master of such of small space. Like I enjoy Garassi genuinely. I think he's fantastic, man.
He
He's a
truly
black.
is, but he's not nearly as good as Davide Fratesi at being a striker.
Fratezi's a black boot striker. That's what he is.
Yeah, yeah, for
Put
sure.
on tiempos and bang it. That's his job. Leverkusen Union Berlin was 0-0. Best wishes to Nathan Teller. He looked like he came off with a concussion. Didn't look good for him. Leverkusen dominated. Wirtz is back, improved their attack, but they still couldn't bring down Union Berlin, and that was that. They should
Yeah,
have taken advantage, but
yeah. I was gonna say that was probably their last chance. I think for me, like I still think they're gonna finish this that much further behind Bayern. But had they won yesterday, gosh, the next few weeks would have been so tasty and so interesting, man. But I feel like they really let Bayern off the hook, man. I was so disappointed, man. Like,
Yeah, it's just the way the feels like half the title races in the leagues this year have been one of the contenders just not really getting off the mat when those opportunities come. And in some of the other leagues, they have actual title races, and I'm jealous. I'm very jealous.
yeah,
But
one
yeah,
league
Vinny Company,
actually.
man. If I feel like if Leverkusen won, like you're suggesting, they might have fired him yesterday.
yeah. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Like, yeah. I don't think people realize just how much he's in danger. Like I'm not wishing it on him, but we just know Bayern. You just know them. You know
Yeah.
what they're thinking. You know what's coming next. You know
You know, and
they might. Go on.
when people see a nigga wearing some Y3, they think the nigga cooler than he actually is. That's
Yeah.
the issue. Like, if he was just wearing like regular clothes, like any other manager, and not cool Adidas shit, everyone would know how much danger he's in. Because first off, he's black. Okay, so it's always dangerous for a motherfucker like that. Ain't but two of them in all of Europe. And second, Bayern have just not like defensively they've been terrible. Like,
No.
and a lot of it is individual errors, and I don't know that you can say every defender at Bayern is poor quality and is making these mistakes. At some point, you got to blame the guy in charge, and that's fair for me. Like Kim, the mistake he made on the Bayer goal,
Yeah.
bro, that was pathetic. That was real pathetic. But he's also been injured half the season. So, but everybody got injury. So again, there will always the conclusion is always fire this motherfucker. That's I haven't seen anything this season that makes me feel like he deserves to have a run with them, and that's coming from someone that's rooting for him because I know what the standard is there, and this ain't it.
I was literally about to bring up Kim and say he's made the most errors in Bayern Munich this season, and it makes sense.
Not surprised.
Yeah, yeah. I know the his club and country were having a bit of a argument about his health and fitness. So I know he hasn't been fit most of the season, but I don't think he's ever had like a real good run since he got to Bayern. Like we've always questioned him from the moment he got there. So I don't know that this. I'm beginning to come to the conclusion that this was not their best buy.
No, no pun intended. um, Wolfsburg and Leipzig was 3-2. Xavi Simons got a brace. Good for him. And we're just talking shit about him last week, coach. Calling him light skin and all of that.
Yeah. He heard us talking shit, man. He heard us talking shit, which is good for him. But I mean, he's still light skinned, so I don't know what he wants us to do with that. Yeah, please for Leipzig, you know, having a reasonably strong last couple of weeks. Their performance has been a bit patchy in general, but you know, 2 wins on a bounce. And yeah, like Champions League football, I hope is not completely dead. So yeah, good for them, man.
Any concern that they went up 3-0, but the game ended 3-2?
No, because since when have we ever looked at Leipzig, even when they had you know, Fupa Meccano and whoever else, like, you know, when we ever looked at Leipzig and think, yeah, this is a team that they're so sorry defensively. It's par for course. It's who Leipzig are, man.
Fairs.
But yeah, Openda. If he leaves next season, where do you guys think he should go? And what do you guys think will happen if he doesn't have a strike partner? Because I don't think he can play the number 9 by himself, or even on the wing.
They'll Leipzig have got a great network. They'll find the next Haaland to put next to him or something like that. And if they do want to let him go as well, which I can't see them letting him and Sesko go in the same summer. Like it just won't happen, I don't think. But if he does eventually make his move, I think I said it at least a year ago at this point. That's a Liverpool forward if I've ever seen one, man. Like for real. I just see him as the buy that everyone that says, oh, it's so obvious. And then he scores 20 goals in his first season for Liverpool. It's like, but it's like, yeah, that's the way I see him. I rate him very, very highly, to be honest. And I think in the Premier League as well, especially with the way Liverpool play, he's going to get an abundance of chances. He isn't a one chance, one goal sort of forward, but who is? But yeah, I feel like in a system like Liverpool's, he'd score quite a few, man.
So Hoffenheim and Mainz 2-0. Andrés Kramaric got a brace, and that was interesting because Mainz might not get European qualification, and that makes coach very, very happy. So there you go, a gift for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna need them to lose like every game between now and the end of time for me just to guarantee that they don't play European football. But I was pleased. I was very, very pleased.
Indeed.
Stuttgart and Werder Bremen. Stuttgart lost 2-1 as they hosted Werder Bremen. I will say the pass from Stiller to set up that first Stuttgart goal was disgusting. That was one of the best assists I've seen all weekend. It was really good. But Werder Bremen ended up getting two, and you know who scored those two goals? Oliver Burke.
Man, I ain't heard about him since the
Years,
Titanic.
legit. I haven't heard about this guy in years. Was he? Let me guess. He was in Germany before. He was either at Leipzig
He
or
he
Dortmund.
he went to Leipzig straight from wherever he was in England when we all first heard about him. So he went to Leipzig, then
Yeah,
from there he
from
jumped
Nottingham
around a bit.
Forest.
Yeah, there've been some loans and all that, but he's at Werder Bremen, and the goals he scored in this game were pretty much Oliver Burke goals. You know that fake Gareth Bale thing he be doing. That's what he did in this game. It was nice. Feel bad for what's his name, Nick Woltemade though. He's the new young German striker getting some hype, and people are calling him the guy that Bayern are probably going to get to be Kane's backup next season, perhaps. And he went back to his first team and missed a sitter, then got a red card. Like that's just that's a bad way to go home, man. He had to buy people a bunch of tickets, come watch him play against his hometown team and his first team, and he played that game. I feel bad for the guy. But he's also 6'7", so you know, hoes still gonna flock. It's cool.
He should get in the paint. That's what he should do. NBA places on this week. But yeah, Frankfurt and Heidenheim 3-0. Hugo was obviously involved because that's what Hugo does. And his goal was decent, tapped it in. But his overall play towards the end of the season has really impressed me. Like, his hold-up play. And, Dean can talk about this all day, but I will let him have the floor because that's his child.
No. I mean, you pretty much covered it. Like, I just like the fact that Marmoush has gone and he's taken on the mantle of main man at that club very seamlessly. He's scoring in Europe. He did it against Tottenham in the midweek. Involved in every goal in this game. Scored the final one. Was involved in very lovely passing moves for the first two. Bro, Andrea Berta, don't overthink this shit, man. Just pay the money. Saliba needs a buddy. Just do it. Tommy been hurt forever. Saliba don't got no friends. Just cop this guy. And Arsenal, make Arsenal black again. Do it. Come on, man. Do it.
I do want to say for all of Hugo's great play right in this game,
Here comes
his
this
goal
hangman.
his goal was the thing that made me the happiest the most. Like there was no messing around. Just getting in the back post for a tap in. That's what gets you your 300k a week eventually in a couple of years time, Hugo. Like when you look back on the season gone by and you've got 35 goals, about 17 to 18 of those look like that. Like they look exactly like that. So that's where you earn your money. That's where you can buy all your bling, bro. Just remember that. So keep doing that. Just keep doing that.
Man, you sound like Jurgen Klopp right now, and I don't appreciate it. Okay, don't call my boy no rapper. This is a proper striker. Okay, respect his bona fides, man. Like this guy is going places. Like he scores all kinds of goals. Like we just obviously the tapping is where you make your money. But look at what he did against Spurs in midweek. Like that's a whole different genre of goal. Like, bro. Just buy him. Don't think. Just buy. It's gonna work out. I promise. Like if it don't work out, I'll pay the money back myself. I promise. I got 80 million. It's nothing to me.
He actually does, guys. That's the funniest thing. Yes, I'm putting a target on his back.
Don't
yes,
rob me, please.
Yes, rob this nigga. Rob him. Yeah. Take the shorts off his back. Right.
Why has he got shorts on his back?
I want to.
What just happened?
This nigga just issued threats until his Wi-Fi went away. Was reciting dialogue from Prison Break. Take the shorts off his back. You're like, whoa, Mr. Oz. You're muted, coach.
Coach.
Yeah. My mic has changed basically. So now it's my MacBook mic. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is, guys. Unfortunately,
we can live with that. That's okay as long as we can hear you.
Okay,
yeah, that's all that matters. He was sending threats like he's in D block. Let's get the standings and get out of Germany before you shank somebody.
all right.
Like an Islam company over here.
We got Bayern, obviously, still, in first. Want to guess how many points they're on?
69.
69.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Leverkusen 63 points, Eintracht Frankfurt on 51 points, Leipzig on 48 points, and that rounds out the top four. Who cares, who's in Europa League place and stuff, But if you do care, Freiburg are in sixth place on 45 points. So yeah,
Shout
That's
out
awesome.
Freiburg.
We're going to league on. PSG didn't play this weekend because they got a monopoly of the league, and they said we don't want to play this weekend because we got Champions League in the league. So
That's
that's why.
that's that's incredible. Like Real Madrid wishes they could live the life PSG. Like, bro, Florentino was probably mad as shit when he looked at PSG schedule. Like,
do you know what the funny thing about all this is that while we're laughing, which it is funny kind of thing, the chokehold PSG have on the entire organization of league art isn't even funny. Like, forget about the football. Forget
it's
about
corrupt.
yeah,
It's
it's
corrupt
pure
straight up.
corruption. To me, it's pure corruption. And yeah, we've all fallen in love with the team. It is what it is. We get all of that. But seriously, how they're able to do what they do is ridiculous. It is absolutely. It's bordering on just pure foolishness.
It's like the American government. Like it's pure
Yeah,
self
yeah.
dealing. Like we literally have the ownership of a club that also owns the television rights to the league. So they can basically schedule games to like this is why PSG haven't won shit till now because of shit like this. Like they don't know how to face the struggle. Like shit is too easy for them at home. That's why they never won shit. But this team might fuck around and win something. I don't think they will, but they might. And
Hey
that's every
guys,
year. So
Nah,
whatever.
you
unfortunately
know
for
what's the
them,
funny thing
they're on
about
the wrong
talking?
side of the draw. So unfortunately
You
for
know what's
them.
the funny thing about talking about corruption and scamming? We got 3 Nigerians in England and America talking about scamming. Free
Yeah, I
hush
would.
puppy.
Did you just stereotype me, bro?
I don't know what that means, man.
You,
That's not even funny to me, man. Fuck you, bro. Like
yeah, like
I'm
did
an
you just?
honest taxpayer. I don't know what the fuck you be doing with your time, nigga. I pay my taxes. I'm a good American, god damn it.
I mean, did you
Yeah.
did you just literally assume my gender?
I did actually. I called you hush puppy actually.
Oh man.
Monaco beat Marseille 3-0. De Zerbi always finds a way to get found out in every league. They used to slap him up like this in Serie A. Came to England. You remember when he lost to Everton 5-0? Do you guys remember that? Yeah, it happened again. They lost to Monaco, beat them 3-0. Minamino, Embolo, and Dennis Zakaria. I haven't heard that name in a while. Yeah, they leapfrog Marseille into second place. The 21 points behind PSG.
You're still in it.
They're still in it. But yeah, thankfully they have Rui in goal because they would have been bad. It would have been very bad. But five
Yeah.
losses in their last seven for Marseille. Um, Someone said that a what's it called in Spain in Ibiza they're looking for someone with spiky hair to be a DJ. So maybe we can go there next because maybe the football is not for De Zerbi anymore.
Hey man, don't insult the man's here, okay? Like the man is fighting a war that many of us are fighting in our lives. Like let the man live. He hasn't quite embraced baldness yet, but it's coming for him. Because the stress that is going to be inflicted on this man, like bro, like he's not I don't think Marseille going to next season with him. There's no way you spend this much money and tolerate this many criminals at your club and still not win and come second in Ligue 1. Like they spent the most money besides PSG, I presume, because PSG always spends the most money. And for this to be the outcome, like he didn't take training this week. Like he got all mad and said he wasn't going to take training. Then the players were like, "Well, we're mad too. We're not going to train at all." Then I was like, "Okay, I'll take training." Like, bro,
And,
Let me
and
let,
here's the
let me
crazy
say sorry,
thing. Hold on, coach.
let me just say
He's,
something about that, right? Forget the actual situation. You see, when you're dealing with people in general, right? When you see someone that makes the first move, they're the aggressor, and then you come back because you know that this guy ate on shit kind of thing, you will never recover respect for them ever again. Ever. Like you call their bluff and they start shaking. Yeah, me and you are done for good. So yeah, those players have given up on him personally. That they know what's up like straight away, and that's gonna transmit back to the owners. But yeah, so go on, Tosin.
D was saying, he's coaching a bunch of criminals. It's crazy because he's the biggest criminal here. Um,
what charges he got?
Terrible football.
Oh, okay.
Strauss.
All right. Football crimes. Okay. Let's be clear. Don't want to get sued for slander. Okay.
Strasbourg 2, Nice 2. Rossini's lads, they came back from, they were behind against Nice, but they came back. Emmanuel, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name because I'm not gonna try.
Yeah, Mega. Yeah, he
Yeah,
scored like 13 goals this season. He kind of looks like a Matthews Tell clone.
yeah.
They both got the same exact everything, but he's Dutch. So there you go. I'm not going to
But
call him Timo. We'll call him Windmill Tell. Yeah, and
guess what though?
what's that?
He's Nigerian.
Is that? Oh, that does make sense. That's an Igbo last name, so I don't know why I didn't clock that. It was because he spelled his Emmanuel weird. He's missing an N in that shit. So I was like, he.
Coach, you're on mute again.
Unmute yourself, nigga.
But I was saying that I just tapped and said that is true. There's normally two ends.
Yeah, no two N's, so he had me confused. But he looks like he's one to keep an eye out for moving into the future. But yeah, shame because they almost won this game and they did deserve to win it. But this Yusuf Ndayishimiye, I think he's from Burundi. Like I scouted him as a potential number 6 at Arsenal at one point, but nah, I don't want that. But nice goal this weekend. Nice goal this weekend.
That is a name and a half right there. I actually want to. I'm interested to see where exactly he's from because he does seem
I
like.
said Burundi, nigga.
Oh, yeah, he is. You're right. There you go.
I'm never fucking wrong. Ugh, I'm tired of this shit.
Toulouse hosted Lille and lost. They hit the post twice, and that was, unfortunately they lost. You know who scored a free kick in this game? I didn't even know he was still at Lille. Mitchell Bakker, the blonde, the Dutch guy. I know
He's
about
Dutch?
him randomly. Yeah, he is Dutch.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
he's
just assumed he
Dutch.
was Danish or some shit.
No, and then Charlie Cresswell, he scored.
Like, how many Cresswells are there?
Too many.
Is Cresswell like the English version of Dokori or like
Dembele.
Dembele? Oh man, but yeah, really nice goal in this one from Matias Fernandez Pardo. Like Jonathan David did show up in the highlights I watched, but he didn't really do much in this game, which makes me happy because his form has been so good, and I've had to acknowledge that he's an actual player now. So I need him to stop, so he doesn't end up at Inter Milan because that would piss me off so bad, so bad.
Yeah, I just want to go on record and say that he's a very generous man, Jonathan David, and sometimes he likes others to have shine as well. So that's why he's been a bit patchy of late. But the player's still there, guys, and he will be at Inter to replace Lillian's other son.
Replace how? Where's he going? He's not going nowhere.
Hey, Deen, I have a question. Who does more PR for Jonathan David, Coach or Fabrizio?
It would have to be Coach because I don't know who the fuck Fabrizio is. I block everything I don't like on the internet. I'm an Ornstein guy. That's who I fuck with. That's it.
There we go. Lens and Reims. Reims beat them 2-0 as they traveled away to Lens, and there was 14 saves from Diouf in goal. Insane.
Yeah,
14 of them.
None of them were like super great saves or anything like that, but it's still a lot of saves. These were shots on goal. And Lens, I don't know who they offended or whose juju they stepped on, but to have that many shots at home and get done 2-0, man. Shout out to Nakamura for the brace, because he was the reason that I randomly bought a Godzilla -1 t-shirt earlier today. Just, neither here nor there. I watched the highlights and I bought the t-shirt. I don't know what the connection is,
Yeah. Well,
So,
I wish my goalkeeper
What
could make
what do you
14
mean by
saves.
that?
I said I don't know what the connection is, nigga.
All I know is I wish my goalkeeper could make 14 saves.
No, you don't want that. Jesus, United fans are so fucking terrible. Why would you want your goalkeeper to make 14 saves? That's a bad game, nigga. I don't care if you win or not. That's a bad game. Okay?
Because he can't make one save.
Well, we'll get to that, won't we?
Saint Etienne and Brest. I love this game because if you see when you look up the when they have the ticker, it had ASSE and Brest. I was like, I'm still childish. But this game ended up 3-3.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious that we did this exact same joke earlier this year when they played in the first line.
And we still gonna make it.
We love what we love. We love what we love. I rate it. Don't never let it go. But yeah, crazy game, machine for machine. You score, I score, you score, I score, you score. Those games are always fun. It doesn't really matter. But Saint Etienne, I know they're not having a great season, but for a team that's not supposed to be good in Ligue 1, they play some really good football. I don't know if it was just this game, but I saw some passages play that had me smiling like, oh, that deserved a goal, or oh, that was a great goal, and they scored the good goals. Brest, on the other hand, they just kept lumping long balls in, and they scored all 3 goals from set pieces, which is great in the first half. At some point you'd think the manager would change something or have someone mark someone else. It didn't really work out that way, but great game. Great. If you can find the highlights, go watch this.
Wasn't there a left winger that caught your eye in this game, Dean?
Yes, the Georgian guy, Davitashvili. I think I saw him at the Euros too, but I didn't really lock in then. And every time I watch Saint Etienne this season, he stands out. I don't know that he's necessarily scoring goals or getting assists, but he just pops on the screen, So he's 24. I don't know what that means for him making a move and him still being at a club like Saint Etienne right now, but I think there's something there if someone wants to invest in him.
Perfect. So you can say the ass and the breast were balanced because it was 3-3. Coach, can we get this?
Just grow up. Just grow up, man.
It was a figure 8 game, perfectly balanced.
Roman numeral 7, driving like it's hot. Coach, give us the standings, please.
Fine. So PSG, as we know, already won the league, 74 points. Monaco, 53 points. Marseille in third on 52 points. Lille, 50 points. I saw Strasbourg on 50 points as well. Lyon are on 49 points in 6th place.
Perfect. And they're playing right now as we speak. We're going over to Spain in La Liga. Valencia, they've been getting some results as of late. They beat Sevilla 1-0. Javi Guerrera, he had a really good finish. La Conga was decent for Sevilla. And Sevilla have fired their coach and hired a new one. Sevilla, I don't know what they're doing. They might need to get relegated because they're just not a serious team right now. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what their issue is, but yeah.
I think they've had money troubles for the last, I want to say, 3 seasons now. And that has affected everything. I think they basically just invested a little too much in a bunch of veterans like 2 seasons ago. And they're still trying to clean the squad out. I don't really know what's going on with the coaching. Someone sent me a tweet. Was it you, Tosin, that sent me a tweet about Sevilla's maybe hired and fired the same guy within the same season?
Yeah.
What do you think they are? Fucking Monza? Like, what the fuck? You don't get to do that. That's a Serie A thing. Like, chill with all that. Okay, Spain? But Carlos Corberan, former West Brom coach, went to Valencia, and he has masterminded a hell of a turnaround. I don't know how long he plans to stay at Valencia, because the management there, the shit ain't. I mean, they were the ones that hired Gary Neville to coach them, even though he didn't speak the language, and that went very well. It's still the same ownership, so shit ain't sweet. So I don't know how long Carlos Corberan plans to stay there, but he's clearly, if you didn't know who he was from his time in England, and I heard he did a good job there, you definitely know who he is now if you follow La Liga, and I expect him to maybe move this summer. I think.
Yeah, they love him now, man. To be honest.
Yeah, but love ain't enough when the boss is crazy.
Enzo Barrenechea, the Argentine defensive midfielder, he is so good. Like, I've been watching him throughout the season. He's been so good. And they start Sadiq. Sadiq actually starts every game now, so good for him. Doesn't score, but he's there.
Yeah, I'm not being funny. This isn't even just propaganda here. Like, for La Liga standards and a team of Valencia's quality, they're probably punching with him, to be honest. He's a good striker, like, and it's not like, it's unfounded. Look at the quality of goals that he scores. Like, someone that's able to produce the shit that he produces, even if it's 2 or 3 times a season. How many other strikers can score those sorts of goals? Like, I just think, obviously he isn't at a top club because he's not as good as the rest. But bro, he's more than passable. Like, way more than passable.
How old is he?
He's like 27, 28.
Nah, he's not that old. Let's look this up. Umar Sadiq. Why did he spell that shit like that, man? How old is he?
28.
Damn, he's that old already?
Yeah. I mean, he went to the Olympics in 2016, bro.
Is that why he still has a mohawk?
Yeah, I mean, he's a child. He's childish.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's wild. For some reason, I don't know. I think in my head, I kind of confuse him with the Samoa Giowa kid that's at Porto. They're like the same, different versions of the same Pokemon or some shit, man. It's the same nigga to me.
That makes sense. Leganes and Barcelona. Barcelona had a lot of bad finishing, but Barcelona ended up winning this game 1-0, and that's really all that matters. I think a lot of the teams who were in Champions League did not take this weekend seriously. I think everybody took their foot off the gas a little bit. It was just like, fire by la dia.
Yeah, you got to rotate, man. So, at this stage of the season, Barcelona have a bit of a gap in La Liga, so they can afford to take a chance, and it didn't cost them anything because they got the 3 points. I think the most impressive thing in this game to me was just watching Rafinha. Like, I saw him defend on a break. Like, basically, it was a last-man tackle that he made. I think they played a set piece up the field. They fucked it up, and Leganes went down the field, and this dude ran stride for stride with the attackers and made the goal-saving tackle. Like, bro, I've decided on my Ballon d'Or winner, okay? If you play both ways in this game, I respect you. It's why we rate Saka and don't even take certain conversations seriously. It's like, if you play one way and the other guy matches your stats playing one way, but he also defends and you don't, different story, So shout out, Arteta once wanted Rafinha. I'm sure he would still take him today, but I remember when he was leaving Leeds, Arsenal were supposedly in, and if it didn't work out at Barcelona, Arsenal would have gotten him. And that makes me know that the manager at my club is a sensible man that likes good players.
Yeah. Do you know who else impressed me with the defensive duels? Ryan Shirky. Last week, he was getting in. Like, I was like, whoa, he defends.
Why are we talking about Ryan Shirky? We already did Liga.
I know, but you just reminded me when you said defenders coming back, and I was like, I completely forgot that's
Well, I'll explain that. This is a United game, right?
You said what?
Was this a United game?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't start that game. So yeah, he could obviously run a lot more than everybody else because he had his shawarma.
Are you calling him fat?
He had his shawarma before he came off the bench, so he had a bit of energy to go. So
he did start the United game. He started the United game.
Did he?
He played the full 90. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He did.
Wow.
Not in my reality. My joke still landed. So there we go.
Yeah, I already laughed. Can't take the laugh back.
Exactly.
I'm on laugh to laugh.
Guys, what do you think of Fermin Lopez and KDB being very, very similar players?
I'm not ready yet. Because I don't see the passing. I see the running. I see the shooting. I don't see the passing. So, and I know he's a La Masia product, so he does have the passing somewhere, but it's not out yet. So maybe in another season or two, I'll see it. But right now, I don't quite see it.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I do see it, and I do see it because KDB's in his younger years was a second striker, and I feel like in his older years, obviously he digivolved, if you like, back to being a second striker in a way. But I definitely see it with him because there's a lot of power, there's a lot of intent, there's a lot of like he's comfortable using both feet as well. Like there's a lot of what's I'm looking for final action. Like he's really, really like focused on his final action, and yeah, I definitely see it, man.
Well, I think the similarity I notice most between them at this current stage of their career is that they both held a lot of bench.
I respect it. That's good hate.
Yeah,
that's good hate.
Good player, good player.
Getafe hosted Las Palmas, and Las Palmas beat them 3-1. Fabio Silva scored, and the most important goal scorer of the day is Ollie McBurney. So I guess we can say we had a weekend at McBurney's.
Yeah, listen, they can take away our tariffs, but they'll never take away our freedom.
You should take this nigga off the fucking podcast, man.
Send him to Ibiza. Alaves and Real Madrid. Alaves hosted Real Madrid and lost 1-0. Camavinga had a really good goal in this game. Mbappe got his first red card, and it was disgusting. That there's no room in the game for that. That was disgusting. I don't care. That was nasty work.
Can I ask? Like, I'm not defending him or anything like that, but did the player give him a bad foul? Give one of the Real Madrid players a bad foul before, or did he say some shit to him? Did they have like a flare up before then?
I didn't watch the whole game, so I wouldn't know. But when I saw the tackle, I kind of thought that would have to be the explanation for it. It didn't make sense otherwise.
Surely.
And honestly, like, I know when we look at it, especially in slow motion, it looks very intentional. But I just refuse to believe that someone with that profile would be that fucking stupid. Like, we can all see you, bro. Like, so for me, I don't want to join the pylon, because I feel like I've seen a lot of, and understandably so, he could have injured this Blanco guy. He could have injured him badly. And thankfully that didn't happen. But I'm just not buying it as an intentional thing. I think, maybe you wanted to leave one on him, but to that extent, yeah, sometimes you have evil intent, but like, let me tell a quick story. So this one time, I was about to get into a fight with a motherfucker, and we're standing next to a water reservoir, and I thought to myself, well, instead of trading blows with this nigga, I can just drown him. It's the same kind of thing, like he didn't want to trade blows, so okay, it's not the same thing at all. And please do not arrest me for attempted murder. Can we remove this from the pod, please?
We are keeping it in because finally, we have the evidence to send
Interpol.
this down. Finally.
Okay, but jokes aside, to my point, I just refuse to accept that Mbappe intentionally wanted to do that to a fellow professional. I think maybe he wanted to leave a little bit on the tackle, but that was brutal. That was brutal, guys. Like, that was brutal. Like, it was bad. Then why was Vinicius so mad?
I don't
Well,
know.
he's always
man.
mad. He's always
He's
mad.
always angry at
I was
something.
actually gonna say isn't he always angry? Like
He's the Hulk. But I thought the best part of that whole scene was them cutting to the stands where Carlo was serving a suspension, pulling on a vape, just like
just because
these niggas getting me fired for show.
Carlo really is just that irresponsible cool uncle.
Yeah, he is.
Like,
He
for
really
real.
is.
Like, for real.
He's just there to let the kids know where to get good food. Tell them to stay away from them loose girls and move to Brazil next season. He is going to coach Brazil for sure.
And the thing is, Carlo's been doing this forever. He's been smoking cigarettes, been doing whatever on the sideline forever. He's just been that guy. And like, what can you say, man? We all love Uncle Carlo. Just let him go to Rio next year and let him have fun. He has a great career.
Yeah, but back to the game, Alaves, Manu Sanchez made a bad tackle on Vinny. He went off rightly. I don't think that was controversial. Then I thought there was another tackle in this game on Bellingham that was a red for me. Like, he could have damaged his ankle severely with that tackle, the Alaves player, but it was a yellow. And Alaves just didn't really, they had a lot of shots. They were all tame. Courtois didn't really have to stretch to make the save.
I will say though, you haven't even spoken about the goal, but the goal was out of this world. And I knew Camavinga's talent, but I didn't think that sort of shit was in him, like, for real. Like, no, for real.
That's weird, man.
Nah, like,
it's Camavinga though.
No, but Camavinga, I'll put it like this year, I'd expect it more from Tchouaméni than Camavinga. Like, in terms of long range shooting, Tchouaméni definitely has better long range shooting than
for sure. But
and that's why it knocked me. Like, I was like, wow, like, for real.
I just feel like when a player has a certain level of talent, though, certain things shouldn't be surprising,
Nah, that did shock me.
And besides, he got to watch a superior player in Declan Rice, and he's been inspired, same kind of finish, nice curl on that bitch, so I was fucking with it.
All he heard in the back of it was Declan.
Declan.
Real Betis won, Villarreal 2. Isco was the man of the match, but Villarreal were the team of the match, and that's why they got 3 points. Shout out to Barry and Ayosi Perez. I hate the way they say his name so much. I'm sorry. It annoys me. But yeah, he scored, and good for them. 16 goals in 25 games for Villarreal, and they're 5th. Is he finding his level, or is it just right time, right player? What do you guys think for him?
That's a coach question right there.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, right, on Villarreal in general, I think about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I did say we need to like start speaking about them, giving them their flowers kind of thing, because they're maintaining form to for European places. And I got shut down and got called all these bad words because that's what happens on this pod, obviously.
Who did that to you? Who did that to you?
You guys don't have to guess who did it. It's fine. But yeah, I do feel as if there's a story every season with a team in every league kind of thing, and I think personally this year belongs to Villarreal, and I know Bilbao are there as well. Like, but for me, Villarreal came out of nowhere. Like, I didn't particularly rate them going into the season. I didn't expect them to do anything. I kind of expect them to be in the round where, like, Valencia, Sevilla, just teetering along, but like, they're a better side than them this season. Like, it's not even up for debate personally.
Coach, I have a question for you then.
Go on.
Do you think Pepe gave him a trump card?
All right, I'm not talking about it anymore, guys. Villarreal are great. Bye-bye.
Astagfirullah.
God have mercy on all your souls.
I wasn't involved in this, but thank you for the prayer. I appreciate you, bro. I too have been praying for a trump card.
Top of the morning. Coach, can we get the standards, please?
Actually, no, we can't. We actually can't. We actually can't. Like, let's just. How about we just move on? How about that? But for those of you that are interested, right, and are not heathens, Barcelona are in first. They're 4 points ahead of Real Madrid in second on 66 points. Atleti on 60 points. They have a game in hand, however, and Bilbao are currently losing 1-0 to Rayo Vallecano in fourth place. And as we just spoke about Villarreal, they're in fifth place on 51 points.
Very
There
nice.
we go. We're going over to the Premier League. Man City 5, Crystal Palace 2. So I saw this game was 2-0, and I was like, oh shit, cool. City about to lose. Then KDB scored a free kick, and then they
Nah,
end up 2-2.
you actually skipped out on something. It was 3-0, then it was an offside goal. I was getting so excited to be alive and awake. Then back to the horror movie you're describing.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
when I saw it was 2-2, you know what the first thing I did, fellas? I went to go do cardio at the gym because I was like, I got better shit to do than watch this.
yeah. I think that there needs to be a serious conversation about how teams fumble shit like this. Like, if you're two, I reckon if you're 2 or 3 up in a game and you lose that game, you should probably lose 4 points rather than three. Like, for real. Like, maybe you stop
Ah,
fucking around. Like, how
no,
about that?
nah, for real. That's actually an excellent suggestion. I feel like sometimes we get used to certain things. Like for instance, the 3 point line has been in the same spot it's been in the NBA since I don't know 1979 or some shit. Like change that shit up. Like it's been long enough. Let's do something else. That is a good. I mean, that would incentivize people to keep trying because to just go somewhere and quit because like bro, KDB don't got hamstrings no more. He should not be able to do
Brother,
this to you. He should
brother.
not be able
Like,
to do this to you.
I was so annoyed thinking like Eze's out here. Like Eze played quite well, I think. Um Wharton was good in bits, but Wharton is a sort of player in this kind of game he can easily get swallowed up, pause. And I think that's what happened in the end. But for real, like there's no reason why this City team, I don't care like about the quality, and they brought on so much quality off the bench, but I feel like the game was won already by then. But there's no way this City team, sorry, that started should be able to get back into the game like that. Like they just shouldn't be able
Amen.
to. Like every time Palace went forward, yeah, even before their goals, they looked like they were going to score, and all of a sudden you just
It
disappeared.
just
Like you just
switched.
got.
It just
Uh,
switched. Um, I don't know. I think everyone kept saying, and by everyone I mean the English media, because it's what they wanted. They kept talking about, oh, we're gonna get a KDB moment before he leaves, and I think this game was probably that. You know, like because he was the inspiration, and it's the first time I remember him doing anything useful this season. So good for him. This is his level now, like coming back at home against Crystal Palace. So enjoy doing that shit in MLS, for San Diego or some shit, nigga. Bye, nigga. Go.
Inter,
Adios.
Inter Miami actually has his rights on MLS.
Oh my God. Really?
Yeah, and they
but
have
he's going
Neymar
into
too.
Miami.
No, they have his rights, and they have Neymar's as well. I think.
How?
I don't.
Corruption?
I don't know how MLS does any of the shit that MLS does. I don't
That's
think
crazy,
MLS
man.
knows. I don't think MLS even knows what they.
That's crazy, but I would like to see it.
I would love, not even like, I would love to see it. Let me see
bro,
Messi,
bro, we're gonna
KDB,
start
and
covering
Neymar.
MLS on this pod that day. Like KDB, Messi, and Neymar at the same time. Oh my God. Oh my
With Luis
God.
Suarez?
Nah, man, don't worry. It's Black History Month. We're not talking about him.
That's exactly why we're talking about it. Brighton 2, Leicester City 2. Bilal El Kanous. We've talked about him on this podcast,
We have,
and
we
we
have,
said
yes.
that he's a good player, and he had his coming out party. Who else was good? The guy who scored the first, I'm trying to remember his name, he scored the goal for Leicester. Oh,
Okoli,
man. No, that
the
he
defender,
scored the
right?
second goal. No, the first goal.
Oh,
It's a winger, Fatai.
Fatawu. Uh,
Yeah, he was trying stuff. He was actually trying stuff and like doing well. So he's also another player that I had my. I was like, okay, he looks
well,
decent.
well, he cost
Um,
El Canus an assist, but whatever.
Listen, you try shit, okay? Brighton, they're whatever. At this point in the season, they're just like this. It is what it is. Leicester are trying to fight. Um, but yeah, Caleb Akuli scored. Go ahead.
Real quick, like I mean, on this pod we're no fans of AFD Merchant Hertzler. Um, and I gotta say, I feel like Brighton's form over the last couple of weeks has been kind of sackable, if you're asking me. Like, I remember when they were in the top four. It wasn't that long ago, and now all of a sudden they're firmly mid-table. Like, I'd like to have the conversation. Like, I'd like to see a nigga lose his job because that's fun to me. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, come on, Josh Kroenke, fire somebody else, not Arteta though. All right.
What's a nugget enemy, apparently, so yeah, whatever.
Oh, I saw some talk about El Canus. Coach, we just did the KDB and Fermin Lopez thing. How about this El Canus kid? I saw people on the internet talking about he might be the KDB region.
No, not for me. He's got a bit. KDB is a fantastic footballer and wonderful player, but I don't feel like there was an obvious subtlety to his game, and that's not a diss or anything like that. But it's just how players are in it. There's a bit of subtlety to this El Canus kid. I think that's why I don't see the comparison.
He's less powerful to me. That's
he's less
I don't see
powerful.
the
Like
same power.
KDB is a shotgun, and El Canus is maybe I don't know,
A
handgun.
silencer.
Oh, okay, Ja Morant. Enough. Moving on.
Speaking of grenades, Nottingham Forest 0, Everton 1. Everton hit him on a counter in the last minute, and boy, did I love that goal. It was hilarious. It was so funny.
I am disturbed by what David Moyes did last night when no one was watching. I just that's like his perfect game. That's the game he wants to coach every time he puts a lineup out. No goals until the 99th minute. Fuck 90 minute, 99th minute, because they've been wasting time the whole game. Then you grab it at the end. Like, man. Doucouré, man, that's coach's kind of midfielder right there.
Him and Anguissa, you know why?
Don't fucking say it. Don't say it.
Do you know what? Yeah, Doucouré is the sort of midfielder I would like if I supported Everton, for sure. But I do appreciate him anyway, regardless. But he is as Barkley's man as it comes, Doucouré. Like he is. Like, if there was ever a Hall of Fame for the Premier League Barclays man, like he's the first ballot, 100%.
He's kind of shit, but that's nice.
But that's the point of that. That's
I know.
making, like.
I want to make the point that every Barclays man is kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean,
which is part of the charm, really.
Like you're kind of shit by elite Premier League standards, but you made a good Premier League career and you've given some of these elite teams some bad days. So
Doucouré plays football like a kid that grips his crayon like this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a pretty good one. Still.
Like, hey son, is that a pencil? It's a knife.
Oh man.
Is Morgan Gibbs White, Coach? Is Morgan Gibbs White the right KDB replacement?
No. Too black.
He's light skinned.
But forgetting his white mother and all that. Does he have the right skill set? I think he has the power. I don't know if he has he kind of feels like the right KDB replacement to me.
So here's my thing. He is a really good player, right? And right. I've been debating this whole weekend with my friends. I was like, City are going to be good again next season. And I looked at who they brought off the bench yesterday, and I was like, fuck me, like let's actually count, right? So they brought on, should I say, Doku, Bob, Grealish is probably leaving, Savinho as well, right? That's who they brought off the bench, guys, yesterday.
I'm not scared.
I'm not saying that everyone should be scared, but Pep and the Premier League teams will cut for them anyway, so they'll have all of the ball. These players will get all the time and space they need and shit like that. And there's an abundance of options there, right? So you add someone like Morgan Gibbs White there. To me, it seems as if that sort of signing there, he's not a win now sort of signing, despite him being 24, 25 years old at this point. To be supplemented with those young boys that I just mentioned, like there's a lot of options there. But if you're gonna buy someone, to me, they've already got to be at the top of the game already. And I don't feel like Morgan Gibbs White is already at the top of the game, unless Pep sees something that we don't see, which could be the case. But I just look at all of the talent they already have, and it made sense why KDB is the OG there, because all those boys still need help. I don't know if Gibbs White is going there to help these kids.
I don't know that that I was thinking about the purchase in terms of what they're going to be doing culturally or mentorship wise. I'm just saying, as a player, it seems like he has the sort of running power that and skill going forward that midfield needs. Because really, what's been bothering them is the fact that they can't really run backwards anymore. So we're assuming Roger will be back. You add someone like that as your most attacking member of the midfield three, and I think it could work. Because he just has crazy work rate and good shooting power. Like I see a lot of parallels, but maybe he's not the right fit given the other players there. I can understand that. They're not getting Verts though. If Bayern is saying we're going to take a loan to buy this motherfucker, they're not letting him leave Germany. They will kidnap him before they let him leave Germany. So that dream is over. Fuck you, Pep.
Southampton, Aston Villa. Aston Villa got they got a nice little kick around, enjoyed themselves before they play PSG, and Asensio missed 2 penalties
in this game.
Yeah,
Did he miss or did Ramsdale save them? That is the question.
I don't
What do you
care.
mean by
He
that?
missed penalties.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like that's the cool shit about football and just and sometimes life in general, right? You can just do shit the right way, and shit can just still fall down for you. Like Southampton suck. Like make no mistake about it. And Aaron Ramsdale, to me, I wouldn't say he's regressed since he left Arsenal, but I just feel as if when you're playing for a team of that level, it's probably a truer reflection of your quality to me. I feel like this is the 4th relegation of his career. I want to say, yeah.
I
Let
feel
me
that's a
finish.
little harsh.
I know.
This is the third, but I'm not gonna put any of that on him. I don't necessarily think that this is his level. I just think he has shit luck. That's really what it is.
Well,
Like
that's kind of what I'm honing in on, kind of thing. So, you could literally save 2 penalties in a game and still lose 3-0. Like that's kind of rough, and that's kind of how shit can go.
yeah. I mean, you could have had that weekend, or you could have had the weekend of the nigga that Mbappe almost killed. So that's life.
Yeah. Ollie Watkins scored in the 73rd, Danya Marlon scored in the 79th, and John McGinn scored in the 94th, and that's all she wrote. And Southampton's going back to the championship, as we know.
Yeah, so that should have been 5-0 then. That's crazy. Ugh. Ugh. Nasty.
Yeah. Arsenal won, Brentford won. Coach's instant reaction is out. The Arsenal edition is out now. Any additional thoughts, guys?
I
Nah.
suppose.
Oh, go on, coach.
I was gonna say. I suppose for me, it was. I'm still really highly encouraged by the level we're able to play at, making like 4 or 5 changes on top of the injuries that we have as well. That game could have and should have been probably out of sight. So yeah, it was to be honest, it was a good. I enjoyed the game. I'll be frank. I enjoyed the game. It was just annoying that there's still a moment in the game where we're still thinking about the ref, in one way or the other. The tackle
Which
on
moment
Martinelli.
was that?
The
The
tackle on
Martinelli tackle?
Yeah. So
Yeah, on the pod, I said I was fine with the decision. Watching it back again, I was like, "That's awful.
yeah,
That's
it
just
was.
awful."
I was gonna say that it was absolute bullshit that you said that, by the way. Like, how can you be fine with shit like he's trying to
Eh,
cut him down, bro?
you
Like
know,
this isn't the Highlander,
I'm,
you
I'm,
know.
I'm always right except for when I'm wrong.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, apart from that, like I just think we're at a point in the season where looking at Arsenal's form, like it's annoying that we've drawn 5 of our last 8 games, but at the same time, I think it's important. It's an important marker for us this season, but going into next season as well, that we might not be performing at the top level, but teams can't really lay a glove on us. And I feel like that psychologically will be huge for the players, knowing that, oh guys, like last season, we were, second half of the season, we fucked around a little bit, and teams still couldn't get near us. So let's turn up on these guys and actually like let's if they thought they could get near us, this season we're gonna remind them basically that it's not shit isn't sweet kind of thing. So it's important that if you can't win games, don't lose them. It's shit for morale, it's shit for mentality, it's shit for form as well. You see how it can affect teams going into different competitions. Real Madrid. So yeah.
Go ahead, Dean.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna make the final point that I fucking forgot. So sorry. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Favorite tweet from an Arsenal fan is because Real Madrid said they're gonna close the lid of their stadium this weekend. And someone said rice cooks better when it's under a lid anyway.
Yeah, I'll be real. All of the PR shit that Real Madrid are doing is just pathetic, right? And it lets me know that a lot of a lot of media perception is so it can be so good and it can be so poisonous at the same time because genuinely I feel like not only just Real Madrid players, but the entire sort of fan base and organization were genuinely shocked at just how intense Arsenal were and just how much of a gap there was in those 90 minutes. Um yeah, so basically they can legit like block out the sun, but they can't stop Saka's shine, guys.
You
Like
can't stop the rain.
they won't be able
You
to, bro.
can't stop
So
the rain,
just accept
boy.
it. 20,
I ain't
22.
talking shit though. I ain't talking shit. That's enough
One
from you. That's enough. That's enough. I don't want to hear none of that no more.
one
Okay.
last thing before I move on, and this goes on to like what I'm about to, when we talk about United and just in general. I think a lot of football fans, you can clearly tell they don't watch other leagues, they don't watch other they don't
It,
watch other things, right? And
that's most football fans.
yeah,
That's
because
most of us.
I saw someone say that Ryan Shirky might not cut it in the Prem because of his physicality, whatever. And I'm just like, do you know how many players come from League On to the Premier League and just adapt like ducks to water? Like, did Gabriel not come from League On? Did Saliba not come from League On? Did Lenny, so the list goes on and on and on. But that's just, it just came to my mind. Like, because when I was thinking about Real Madrid when they lost to Arsenal, it's just like, if you actually paid attention to Real Madrid this season, them losing to Arsenal is not a shock to anybody. We mentioned this last week, but I just had to buttress the point because I was just like, hey, man, all this closing the lid, all this like blood sacrifice, whatever Real Madrid are trying to say in the news. Listen, nigga, football's played on the pitch. It's not played by headlines. I beg, Ogbeni. Let's move on. Um, Chelsea to Ipswich to. I love this game because Chelsea is still shit, and they got to pay us 25 million for Jadon Sancho. Great goal for him, by the way. Ipswich scored 2 in the first half. Chelsea came back from Cucurella and Sancho, as mentioned. Liam Delap's son is a problem. He's absolutely just
No,
a tank
that's
of a guy.
you meant Rory Delap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rory. Yeah, well,
I thought this guy
he's the
time
dad
traveled.
now. He's the dad now.
I thought you time traveled. I was like, hold on a second. Has he
No,
seen the future? Is this
no.
Yeah,
Liam is the
Delap's
dad now.
son.
Yeah, Liam is the son, is the dad now, and Rory's the son. No, but all just aside, Liam's very very impressive. I don't know if he's impressive enough to start at a big club yet, but that boy's he's a wrecking man. He's a one man wrecking show. But Chelsea, they got problems, and it ain't our problem. So
Yeah, keep it pushing. They got
yeah.
problems, and it ain't our problem. Let's keep going.
Liverpool 2, West Ham 1. West Ham thought they stole a point when Robinson scored their own goal, but VDV, 10, you got to go, and that was that. So, 6 points away from clinching the league. Good for them. Any things you want to talk about that there?
yeah, just the deals, isn't it? Like I'll be real, the money that they might have set aside for Trent's wages, like Salah and VVD just split it between them. That's basically what happened, isn't it? Let's be real. Like that's
Uh,
that's like what happened, and good for them, innit? Like it's good, you know. People talk about the Premier League losing its star power, or blah, blah. I don't give a shit, to be honest. Like, that kind of shit is it's just it's a stupid argument by people made by people whose teams aren't near the top of the league. Basically, that's what that's where all these whispers have come from. Because if your team was doing well, you wouldn't be worried about who's got stars and who hasn't got stars. But also, yeah, I'm not wishing any sort of bad on these players, kind of thing. But giving these guys a supermax when the trend shows that you physically decline at this age, I
nigga,
just think
stop hating. Stop
I'm
hating.
just saying,
Let's just watch. Let's watch and see. We've had it happen at our club. I remember certain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Let's just hate and quiet, my brother. Don't put the thought into the atmosphere yet. Okay.
But I do got some
Farabale.
hate. I
Farabale.
got some hate you guys.
Wala mbo. Mawari. Mawari.
I got some hate you guys can hate out loud. Tottenham, they lost 4-2 to Wolves.
Bro, niggas ain't got time for this shit, man. Can we talk about serious football? Like, come on. Tottenham.
Okay, fine. They lost 4-2. The only thing I can say from this, Cunha is a cunt, but boy, can he play? Can he
yeah,
play?
yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, he keeps doing this shit when he goes to the crowd, telling them how much he loves them and he's staying and shit like that. And he just reminds me so much of myself. Maybe I want to say 10ish years ago, when you tell a certain person or people certain things, and you have no intention of ever fulfilling those things, but you're doing it just because It's fun to do.
Can I tell you something? In my language, you know what we call that? Ashuoshi.
Well. If those who know, basically. But
That feels like very rough language. But I will say you're not wrong, and I will say I can bet any money that Mateus Cunha cheats on his woman too.
oh my God. Let me wait, but let me land here, right? This game, right? This game was so funny because there's a Lampard clip where he was managing, I think he was managing Everton at the time, and he was naming 3 or 4 goals in a game. He was like, well, that goal was shit, and that goal was just a piece of bad. All six of how can you score 6 goals in this game, and all of them you can point out and say this was just terrible. Like it wasn't even there was nothing special about this goal. It was just bad from both teams, to be honest. Even the teams that scored, it was bad for them as well. All the goals in this game were shit. Seriously.
What do you think about Tottenham?
Shit.
Let's move on.
There you go.
Man United lost to Newcastle 4-1. No Eddie Howe, no problem. I didn't even do
He
it.
gets better soon.
Yeah, we do.
Did they tell us what was wrong with him?
No, they didn't
Eddie
tell
Howe?
us.
All right.
I didn't do a United podcast today. I didn't do a Tosin's talk because what more can I say about this team that I haven't said before? It's
like who's sick? You or Eddie Howe, nigga?
Both of us.
You better get your ass back to work. Put a fucking pod on. But yeah, you're right. You're right. This reminds me of the year that we had to fill in for you on the United pod. And after a couple weeks, it was just like the pods kept getting shorter. Because it's like, what do you say? Like, Erik Ten Hag is a dumbass at the end, you know? And now I don't really know what the issue is, but I was really happy to see Luke Shaw. I've missed him. So I hope he stays healthy.
I can tell exactly what the issue is. It's poor recruiting. And a lot of these players can't fit what he wants to. Like, you saw that goal Garnacho scored, right? You're seeing in glimpses, like, how he wants them to play. They just can't do it. You know, they literally cannot do it. And
well, I mean, technically they can if Garnacho did it. They just can't do it enough.
Exactly my point. Like, you're seeing Joe Linton literally. You remember in Friday After Next when he had Craig and Dede in the headlock, the big dude. Yeah, and he was walking around with them like that. That's what Joe Linton was doing.
Don't explain no
Terry
black
Crews.
shit to me, man. Fuck out of here, man. Trying to explain black
Terry,
shit to me. What's wrong with you?
So that's basically what he did. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Newcastle has done that to better teams than United. You know, so don't be too harsh on them. 4-1 was a bit much. Felt a bit like you guys lost discipline, collapse out there. You know, especially given the mistakes that happened. The Mazraoui one was just a fucking gut punch. You know, like and I want to give Amorim credit. You know, he probably should have done this maybe even months ago at this point, but taking Onana out of the team to just lower the temperature on that situation was really good. You know, unfortunately, Bayindir didn't really cover himself in glory either, but you know, because apparently being a goalkeeper at the highest level is not an easy job. It's difficult.
Allegedly,
it's
who would
difficult.
know?
It's difficult, you know.
Who knows?
But yeah, it's tough, man. Like we've wasted way too much time on United. There's just nothing new to say. Roll on next season for you motherfuckers, man.
And Thursday, because that's the big game.
Man, see, that's the problem. Y'all keep pretending any of this shit matters. It doesn't, and you guys not winning that shit. So get over it. Like if it was a Conference League, maybe, but you might get to the final and lose to Spurs. Then what would that make you?
They're not gonna beat Frankfurt.
You make a strong point.
Exactly.
I'll be honest. So are we saying that Bilbao are the favourites then?
They couldn't beat Rangers. They couldn't beat Rangers with a red card.
This is what I'm saying. So we don't know, innit? Like we legit don't know. Like don't get me wrong, Rangers European heritage, they're getting smacked out in Spain. Don't get me wrong. Like they get that wallet. But
so are we calling United the favourite then? Is that what you're about to do?
Is there a favourite? Is the point I'm making? Is there genuinely a favourite?
There's gotta be. How are people supposed to gamble if there's no favourite?
And Joshua Xerxes done hurt his hamstring, so
no, that happened.
Today, yeah.
Especially after after such a great run. He carried the ball about 40, 50 yards. It was really good, and he just pulled up.
Ruben basically said he's done for the season.
Listen, man. If I was personally a United fan, this would be the part where I cut bait and started focusing on things like artwork. You know, maybe start my own podcast about flowers. You know, maybe start baking. You know, just get into your other creative interests, United fans. Like, there's so much in the world besides United. Go focus on that shit. It's over.
You know what Tommy and I said last week, and now I really believe it? Maybe we should start taking ayahuasca and really consider the wonders of life. Maybe.
You know what? If you guys are anything like your club, you can't afford that.
Let's go with the Serie A. We don't want no Premier League standings. Do we need standings in the Premier League, coach? No?
They can look that shit up. They can look it up. It's fine.
Okay. Udinese Milan was 4-0. They beat the piss out of them. I saw this game. They beat the piss out of them. The best goal was Raphael's goal.
Yeah, the first goal.
Yeah.
There's an argument that when a player scores a goal that good against you in a game that you felt like you were right there with them, like, oh, we hooping, then they score a golazo against you, that can just ruin your whole day. And that's basically what happened to Udinese. They weren't right after that. I feel bad because Maduka Okoye, Ninja Boy, wasn't going for them, and
He made some
was
good
just kicking
saves.
that bitch out the net.
He actually made some good saves this game as well,
He
to be
did.
fair.
He did.
But
He's been
yeah,
playing
the Leao
solidly
goal
since he came
wasn't
back.
real. Say it again?
Said he's been playing solidly since he came back from injury, Maduka. But there's nothing you could do when Leao's doing that and Tammy's getting 2 assists. There's nothing you could do about that, my boy.
Yeah. Also, I think Milan now will lose their next game. I don't care who they're playing against, because this is what they do. Like they always follow up shit like this with bullshit. This has been the story of Milan season. Like they look good going forward, they look confident and shit like that. Their next game, they're absolutely losing it. Like I'm so convinced.
I know you're right, because after this game, I saw Sergio Conceição walking off the pitch, and he looked mad as hell after a 4-0 victory, because he knows that next week it's going to be rough again.
Yeah. Well, his son wants to leave Juventus, by the way. He's throwing a little tantrum like his father. Inter 3, Cagliari 1. Both strikers scored, and Altair scored a really good goal.
Yeah, like, fantastic goal.
Jesus.
But his pass, I think, might have been better for the second, actually,
Yeah.
to be fair.
I thought it was so good, I thought it was Barella.
You know what's crazy? I think it was what did Bissek start? I don't think Bissek started, did he?
I don't know if he
No.
started or not, but he scored
He
a
scored.
fucking banger.
So a black dude with dreads was kicking Arnautovic's ass after the assist, because it was like, that was fucking good. Like,
Yeah, Simone Inzaghi jumped on his back.
It was
I
Marcus
know you had that
Thuram.
in you.
It was Marcus Thuram that was kicking.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
But I knew that's what it would be. This nigga always hating. Always. I respect it. Consistency. Salute.
Yeah, so, Inter got their 3 points, and it looks like it's Inter's league to lose. So, as we were. Juventus 2, Lecce 1. Dusan got 2 assists in the first half. Koopman is in Yildiz. Yildiz is playing in that left-sided place where he's, hooping. And good for Juventus, man. Comfortable in over Lecce, and,
I want to say the both goals was all Marcus Thuram for me. I think, like, he broke the line from
Kefren?
Kefren, yeah. Pardon me, yeah. He broke lines from similar areas of the pitch, kind of thing, and got them playing in those areas. But I think, the one-touch football for Yildiz's goal was just, unreal, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy when Kefren comes to the Premier League.
Yeah, he's probably getting Bournemouth, innit?
Something like that,
Yeah.
I think he's an elite player in the waiting for sure.
I mean, when I saw him at Nice, I was like, I really like this kid. But
yeah, there's just a lot to work with. I'm not quite sure exactly what he is, but he's just showing so many signs that any coach worth his salt that has some extra money to throw around would definitely be interested in molding him into something very impressive. Like I see a guy that can show up in England and be like a version of, Uncle Paddy or Uncle Yaya. He has the same physical tools. There's such a variety to what he can do on the pitch. Like he's not ending up in Italy, man. Like he gotta come hoop with the real hoopers.
Yeah. Atalanta, Bologna 2-0. They finally get in form, but too late. But Retegui scored. Really good near post finish. Like we said, one of the best box strikers in the world. Him and Guirassy are fighting for that title with Fratese leading, obviously. But then they got their second goal, and that was all she wrote.
Yeah, he actually kind of violated our Guirassy theory, because Retegui crossed for the second goal. It was a great cross, right on the money. I didn't even think he could sprint and cross like that, but I almost never see him on the right side of the pitch either. So who knows? Maybe, he just started playing not that long ago compared to a lot of the other guys in Europe that play his position. So he probably has a lot more to add to his game over time, especially playing for a guy like Gasperini, So
Yeah, and right now Roma and Lazio is 1-1, 82nd minute as we're live. Roma only scored in the 47th. And guess what minute Sule scored in?
69.
Very nice. Let's get the standings and let's get out of Serie A.
Pardon me, sorry. I still had the Premier League standings up. But yeah, Inter, it's boring. Inter already know are still in first place. And give me a second, sorry. Napoli 65 points in second, Atalanta 61 points, Juve 59 points in fourth, Bologna,
Fuck. They
yeah,
don't die.
I know, right? Bologna 57 points in fifth, and Lazio are currently still playing, obviously, but 56 points in sixth. I just want to say that yeah, the Atalanta's last month has just been so rough because we were talking about them faltering before kind of thing, but they were still kind of in it. But losing three on the bounce, literally just opened up that gap, and the gap still isn't really. It's only, well, I'll say it's only 10 points, but you lose three in a row basically, and yeah, that's how you get to 10 points basically.
Bro,
Yeah.
they had the perfect post Emirates Arsene Wenger title challenge.
Yeah.
That's the season they just had.
Yeah.
Like, you have a rough result in Europe, then you just lose three domestic games on the bounce, and everyone is sad until May.
Mm-hmm.
So enjoy that, because it wasn't that bad. It didn't kill me. It made me stronger. Look at me now.
Hey guys, before we get out of here, Lyon are up 3-1 against Auxerre, and Lacazette just scored.
What did Shirky do?
He scored.
Okay. That's what we
Yeah.
really care about. Fuck Lacazette.
And on that note, everyone, we're out. Take it easy. Peace.
Peace.
Hey folks, this is Deen from the Shirtless Plantain Show. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and follow us on all our socials. You can see them right beneath our recordings in every video. Thanks again, and see you on the next one.